moving on, we'll be moving to the Ebri Mountain Road, where repair works on the road has stalled following the failure of contractor CST Limited to reach its target of 5 months set by the Highway Authority to complete works on the fallen rocks. 1 year after its closure, the southbound lane of the Ebri Mountain Road remains closed to motorists, resulting in heavy traffic and deterioration of the Ebri-bound carriageway. Now, last year, the Highway Authority announced the closure of the road for a 5-month period starting June 22 to November 19, 2016, to allow the contractor to stabilize the slope and halt the fall of rocks. But like many other projects in this country, the job is far from completion. JoyNews' Favor Nuno has more in the following report.
Southbound carriageway of the Ebri Mountain has remained closed for almost a year now. Following from the evidence that was gathered with respect to the rock falls, a decision was taken to close the roads here. Since its closure, the traffic situation here on the Ebri Mountains continues to become terrible, as residents say the closure of the road, spanning close to a year, continues to affect productivity.
Actually, it's affecting us a lot of traffic during holidays and weekends. You'll be in a line for almost 2 to 3 hours before using a place of, let's say, 5 minutes. You stay in a queue for a very long time. Wow. So it's affecting us a lot.
I don't know, it doesn't make sense. The contractor started working nicely. Suddenly, they just hold the work and things are getting tough.
When was the last time you saw works on the road itself?
Getting to 5 months now, I don't see any contractor on the road or they are doing anything on the road that I've seen it.
We're here on the carriageway that has been closed to observe exactly what the situation is. Workers from this end have actually stopped working. They maintain equipment that were used in the construction and in the establishing of these hexagonal mesh over the mountain have bbeen destroyed. We're seeing rock falls still happening. Now, you would find that the rocks that are falling are in volumes that the wire mesh itself cannot easily contain, and therefore it's built up down here as it looks pregnant. If this continues, the challenge may be that the cables that hold it and the screws that have been fixed firmly into the ground, allowing it to be firm, may uproot, and then all of this pours down back on the road. Residents are calling for a different technology maybe to be applied in dealing with this situation of rock falls.
The rocks are still falling. Okay. They've put in a wire mesh, but still the rocks are falling. I do construction, so I know a little bit about construction. I thought they are coming to do it as like steps. When they do it step, they concrete the down, it goes. The rocks will not fall. But the pressure that the rod comes, no matter what the mesh, it will come down because they hook it at the top. When the hook is off, the rock will surely come.
The Ebri Mountains contains water, so the rocks will continue to fall as long as it rains. The wire mesh technology deployed to prevent the rocks from falling will not work. Government should rather expand the road and leave some distance on the side of the mountain.
Due to the closure of the roads, which has spanned over a year now, gaping holes are already developing on the Ebri-bound carriageway as a result of its excessive use by motorists.
Because of the closure of the other side, this side is receiving more pressure. And you know, more cars supplies the road. So some parts of the road, the first, as for the blinder, is removing gradually. If you go through the mountains, you see some portions of it.
Nowadays, there are potholes on the road. I think because they've closed one side of the road, maybe the bearing capacity that the contractor calculated before constructing the other side, now the both sides are using the same side. So it's carrying more load that maybe that is not the way they calculated it.
According to some drivers who spoke to Joy News, the narrow nature of the road presents to them a death trap.
The fear is maybe there's a huge truck coming from you, but it carries road coming. The other side have already closed. So if you are coming to, you have to curve to some place before getting it. So if your brake or something is disturbing you, if you are coming, it gives us fear a lot. It's very dangerous. And the cars too from Koforidua and Ebritortos and those trucks that are passing the road, it's a one-way. So it used to disturb us a lot.
Meanwhile, filth is also building up on the shoulders of the road as holiday revelers leave the remains of their food and unwanted material on the streets. JoyNews contacted the contractors for the project, CST Limited, but they declined to comment on why work had exceeded the duration given by the Highway Authority. From the Accra-bound carriageway of the Bree Mountains, my name is Favor Nunu, reporting for JoyNews.